This is the beginning of the Silicon Valley tour, you realize this, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Beginning of a great future.
The first is some Yes, and here we have our video guru right here.
Wow, you know,
Mr. Hank.
Yeah, can you zoom on you?
That is now coming through something called MBUS, which I'll talk about in a minute. It is basically a virtual reality demo. Are they going to have a chance to? This is great. The virtual reality demo they've got. I love this demo. I think they've got the mouse now is a three-dimensional mouse, which you move around. Of course, they call it a bat because a bat is a flying mouse. Get it? Three-dimensional mouse. So, and it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. And I think we'll be seeing 3D color displays with 4K by 4K virtual reality. So it's kind of interesting thing that we're going to see in our life.
Venture capitalists are essentially professional financial gamblers. Right? They have, the way venture capital works is they collect or put together what's called a fund. So for a period of, let's say, a year, they go to really rich people and they say, well, give us $1 million and we will invest it, and over a 10-year period, we'll get back a return on investment of, let's say, 20% or so. They typically tend to promise 40%. To end up in 15%. But the bottom line is it's still a higher return than just putting your money in the bank. So what most companies can do is they collect the funds, and typically these funds are the order of magnitude of 100 million. And that takes them pretty much about a year to get together. Of course, if they have a good track record in the past, then it's easier. But bad track record, you know. So let's say they have 100 million. Now for the next 5 to 7 years, they're going to try to find companies in which to invest. And different venture capital funds are focused and have expertise in different areas. So they might have expertise in general high technology, electronics, software, telecommunications, biotechnology is very hot, medical, things like that. And sometimes they have multiple areas that they invest in. And just by accident, we run into a person who was interested in EDA, electronic design and automation. And so this person said, oh, sounds like a great idea. Just send me a 2-page business plan, and then we'll see what we can do. Well, that sounded like something we could do. And so we spent a few weekends writing a 2-page business plan. And so at least somebody was willing to buy the technology. And so one of the key things if one wants to start a company with that level of financing is that customer interest is really what people are looking for most. The way one of our venture capitalists sometimes talks about it, he says, well, you have the dog food, but will the dogs eat the dog food? Right? Well, that's true for any market. You can have great ideas and it all makes sense, but if they don't buy, you're dead. And so we were able to, even before closing the first round of financing, demonstrate that there was some interest for it. At that time, we had to make another, which was then a very difficult decision. Difficult not because it was difficult to come to the conclusion, but in order to execute, which was the decision to move the company, which was already 7 or 8 people, actually 9 people, and move the company from North Carolina to Silicon Valley. Now that's about the equivalent distance of moving from Zurich to Cairo. Now the reason to move, well, there were many reasons, but the key reasons was if you were to be, let's say, an artist in 1910, where do you live? You live in Paris, right? Because that's where the center of the world of modern art is. If you want to do a startup and you have the choice, this is the place, because this is where most entrepreneurial spirit and practice exist in the world today. Boston was the second alternative. And the reason that it is here is because all the resources are immediately available. The most important resource is actually your customer base. And as a matter of fact, we moved into a building and Sun Microsystems was right next to us. That was very, very valuable. But all the other resources are here too. Legal people that know how to do these things, how to set it up, financial resources, accounting resources, and of course a large base of potential employees that know what it's like to be in a startup. And working in a startup is quite different than working, let's say, at IBM on the average or a large company. It's very intense in the first year.
So there are some common principles, but the expression of the user interface, is it going to be overlapping windows? Is it going to be X Windows? Is it going to be Macintosh Windows? We don't care. We don't care as long as it doesn't get in the way. And so you could have, I'll be back with you in a second, we could basically have a number of user interfaces for different tasks. Maybe different tasks need different user interfaces. So let's not get focused on we need one standard universal user interface for computers that everybody, like cars, that everybody will be able to understand. There's a value, I'll be back with you. There's a value, like the clock sticking. There's a value with you can basically use another 2,000 or 3,000 applications. It's the same principle. It's menu driven. It's Windows. It's the same scrolling bars. You learn it once and then you don't have to learn it.
So, David, this is the last day of the Silicon Valley tour.
Yeah, I regret having to leave this place. It's been really great.
You enjoyed it?
Very much, yeah. It was a great trip. And I'll see you in the 2nd of June back in Geneva.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was very interesting, I think. We learned a lot. And I think for the future it will be very interesting to follow what's happening to these companies.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I enjoyed. I'm tired. It's enough. Even if I enjoyed, I saw tomorrow will be really an holiday.
And is it your first time in America?
Yes, first time in the States. I was in America, in the States.
Oh, Silicon Valley is a wonderful place. I wish we had a little more leisure time because that weekend with the slack race and the Napa Valley tour, well, I didn't go on the Napa Valley tour, but still, it was just a little too intense. We needed a little bit more rest. That's all I can say. Apart from that, it's great.
My name is Alan, and I wish you can come into Silicon Valley in some years and visit my company. And I would be glad to invite you.
Like the people in the group?
Yes, great group.
What did you like most?
We didn't always have the same feeling about things, but a great group. Very eclectic.